This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
We gotta do what we do.
Good evening and roll Tribe, ICC fans, as we're just moments away from that First American National Bank opening pitch here between ICC and Pearl River. The MACJC Championship on the line this evening in McGee. ICC defeated Gulf Coast 4-0 in their first game of the day, and Pearl River had quite the battle on their hands with Northeast as they were able to get a solo home run to win it 8-7. That was in the 6th inning when Pearl River was able to get that home run. ICC will be the home team here in the championship game. Winner take all. After the rains moved into the area, it was a simple fact that we had to get this tournament in today, so the format changed as both these teams are already advanced to this week's, I should say, Region 23 tournament, which will actually be at Pearl River. ICC could not host this year's tournament because they hosted last year's tournament. So Pearl River will be hosting those starting on Wednesday. Patrick Oakes and Mark are going to do a great job there at Pearl River. Of course, we'll have some of those games coming your way here on the Red Channel as well. Let's take a look at today's Coca-Cola starting lineups, and let's start with Pearl River. It'll be Hannah Raspberry playing in center field. Brooke Fagan will be the shortstop. Elizabeth Taggart will be at first base. Mary Grace Turner will be her catcher. Dallas Blaker will be the DP. Brianna Kortner will be the third baseman. Alyssa Pinero will be in right field. Noli McLeod will be in left field. And Shelby Gurman will be the second baseman. And Gracie Barnett will be the pitcher. For ICC, your Coca-Cola starting lineup will look like this. ICC and Coke. Now that's a winning combination. And Coach Andy Kirk, he has that winning combo put together tonight. Maddie Miney at shortstop. Rachel Stranisha at second base. Samantha Conley will be catching. Summer Kreider will be at third base. Macy Cox will be playing first base. Jessica Davis will be in right field. Maggie Smithy will be the DP. Joanna Vasquez in left field. Hope Harbin in center field. And Olivia Burns in the circle. The First American National Bank opening pitch is missing low for a ball. It comes your way at 7:32. That's a 7:32 First American National Bank opening pitch being brought to you by all the great folks at First American National Bank, reminding you to follow the flag from Iuka to Tupelo. That pitch in there for a strike. 1-1 now goes the count here to Hannah Raspberry. Olivia got the win in the first game of the day. She improves to 22-4 on the year. She already has the single season record for wins on the year, as she is building on that here. That pitch going to miss low and outside for a ball. 2-1 now goes the count here to Raspberry. Raspberry, Fagan, and Thaggart due up here for the Bobcats. They are probably the hottest team coming into the tournament. They shocked Jones in the first game to get in the winner's bracket, and then found a way to hang on and beat Northeast in their qualifier for the championship, and now going to try to find a way to see if they can complete the championship, as they came in, I believe, as a number 8 seed here in the tournament. As now the count goes 3-1 here to Raspberry. So Raspberry awaiting the pitch. This one lifted. It's going to go out to center field, and it's going to drop for extra bases. She's got a pitch she can swing on, and it's going to be a double to start the contest for Hannah Raspberry, and a positive start there for the Bobcats. Or excuse me, the Wildcats. I keep saying Bobcats. That's actually Jones. I don't want to start a riot because I know Jones and Pearl River, well, they got a little bit of a rivalry between the two of them. So, yes, it is the Wildcats. So I do apologize if I say that more often than not here. So a double by Raspberry to start us off, and this is going to be Brooke Fagan, their shortstop, digging in here for the Wildcats. So there's no outs, a runner on second. This is the top of the first inning here for ICC and Pearl River. That pitch in there for a strike. Well, this game is being played in McGee, as it was originally scheduled for Jones College, and Jones did everything they could, folks, to make the field and everything playable. Mother Nature just would not agree with us on that. As awaiting this 0-1 pitch, shows bunt's going to lay it down. There's only going to be one play, and that's going to be to first, and the throw is in time for the putout. So that sacrifice bunt successful as the runner advances to third. That sacrifice bunt being brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union, a proud sponsor of ICC Athletics. Visit them on Twitter at ICCBSU. And for students next year, they meet Monday nights at 7:07, Wednesdays at lunch. All they ask is bring $2 and a friend. That's the ICC BSU. So with one out in the inning and a runner over at third base, this is going to be Elizabeth Taggart coming to the plate. Looks at that first pitch, missing low for a ball. So Pearl River off to a pretty good start here. It was a double by Raspberry. She advanced over to third on a perfectly executed sacrifice bunt by Fagan. And now Thaggart's going to try to come in and figure out a way to get her home. Swings on this pitch, fouls it off. It's going to get out of play. Evens with the count now at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Top of the first inning, scoreless, but Pearl River threatening here early on. These two teams will play Wednesday in the Region 23 tournament. I believe Jones will play Colin to see who gets that number 4 seed. That game should be starting, if not already, on the other field from us. Waited on the ground ball. Is going to lift the runner back to third. Throw over is in time for the out. Nicely done that time by Summer Kreider. You saw her look the runner back and was able to keep her from scoring. So that was a big time out there. Now can the Indians find a way to get out of this inning with no damage done? This is going to be Mary Grace Turner. So we found out who the young lady is that has the emergency signal as her walk-up song. As we said, the type of weather we had last week kind of makes you hit the panic button when you hear it at a distance. So thank you, Mary Grace, as she'll dig in here with 2 outs and a runner on third, top of the first inning. That pitch missing outside for a ball. So there's 2 away, runner over at third base. We're in the top of the first. Olivia Burns in the circle here for ICC. Can the Indians get out of this jam after a Raspberry double to start the inning, a sacrifice bunt by Fagan, and then a grounder to the third baseman? Time is going to be taken now here by Turner. Turner catching in the game right now. And that pitch in there for a strike. Believe it evens up the count now at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs. Runner at third here for Pearl River. So waiting the 1-1 offering here. That pitch drifting high and outside for a ball. 2-1 now. Goes the count here on Mary Grace Turner. So Turner going to try to find a way to drive in this run here, see if Pearl River can take an early advantage in the contest. ICC, however, going to see if they can find their way out of this jam. 2-1 is the count. Pitch coming. Change up. Waited on it. Popped it up. Right side. Right fielder Jessica Davis going to come in and make the play. Big time out there for the Indians, as Pearl River does a great job of getting the runner in scoring position, just could not cash in on it as well. We're going to take a break and hear from Davis Ford and more here on the ICC Sports Network. We're scoreless as we head to the bottom of the first.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs, and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion, or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton, or online, davisfordsales.com.
First American National Bank is a local bank. Our 10 locations are right here in Northeast Mississippi. Banking decisions are made locally by people who live here. It's been that way for more than 50 years. Our involvement in the community is important to us. That's where our roots are. Technology, it changes daily, but our community is what keeps us together. If you like high-tech banking, we've got that too. Follow the flag to First American National Bank, from Iuka to Tupelo.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we move now to the bottom of the first inning. Scoreless here between ICC and Pearl River. Pearl River threatened in the top half inning after a double by Raspberry. She advanced over on a sacrifice bunt by Fagan. Then it was a ground out to third by Taggart. It was a good job by Kreider to lift the runner back to keep her there at third. And then a fly ball out to right field retired by Jessica Davis to get the Indians out of the jam. For ICC, to be the 1-2-3 batters due up. Maddie Miney, Rachel Stranisha, and Samantha Conley due up here for the Indians. Well, Maddie got things started in a good way for ICC as she hit a solo home run in her first at-bat of the first game of the day. A little oppo as it bounced off the top of the fence and found its way out of the ballpark. Matter of fact, if you looked at the highlights that are available on YouTube as well as our Twitter and Facebook pages, you'll see it. She was kind of surprised herself as she turned second, put her hands on top of her helmet, and enjoyed the rest of the trip around the bases to help ICC take a 1-0 lead. As we talked about it, ICC defeated Gulf Coast 4-0 in their first game of the day. Pearl River picked up a hard-fought 8-7 win against Northeast to get to the championship game here. So Maddie Miney, who is playing shortstop, she's a freshman shortstop out of Olive Branch. She went to DeSoto Central High School. She's going to try to see if she can help the Indians get off to another good start. That pitch across for a strike. This is Gracie Barnett in the circle here for Pearl River. That first pitch zipped right in there for a strike. Now, these two teams, ICC did sweep them during the regular season, but they did not come easy, as that changeup falls off the table just a bit too soon. 1-1 now goes the count. And Pearl River's been a team that's kind of been a thorn in the side of ICC over the last 3 or 4 years, so the Indians would love to find a way to pick up that sometimes difficult third win of the season here over Pearl River. 1-1 now is the count to Maddie Miney. Swings on this one, a liner straight to the second baseman, though. Well, a hard hit ball that time is straight to the second baseman. Nice play that time by Gurman to grab that one and get the first out of the inning. So now with one away, this will bring up Rachel Stranisha, the second baseman. Rachel had a nice diving catch to rob Gulf Coast of what would have been an easy base hit. And Olivia really got some nice help defensively. Ooh, good-looking pitch, but that one caught a ball. 1-0 is the count, but yeah, to go back and finish that, Olivia Burns got some great defensive play from her defense behind her. The left fielder, Joanna Vasquez, robbed a home run. And then we talked about that diving catch from Stranisha. Both those plays were against the same batter, I believe, for Gulf Coast. That was Maya Hobson. So Maya had a tough day. She made great contact, just great defense by ICC to take away a pair of hits and actually a home run as well. 2-0 now is the count here to Rachel Stranisha. That one right down the middle for a strike. 2-1. Now the count here to the sophomore second baseman. Well, a good crowd coming out for this one. As anticipated, Pearl River bringing a lot of folks with the short trip here, but ICC as well bringing a good many folks out to the ballpark. This is going to be a pop-up. Second baseman will have the second out of the inning, so 2 away now. Both of those recorded by Gurman, and this will be Samantha Conley coming to the plate. Sam, the sophomore catcher out of Mandeville, Louisiana. She will try to spark the bats here for the Indians. We're in the bottom of the first inning. 0-0 is your score. MACJC championship on the line here tonight in McGee, Mississippi. So Conley looks at that first pitch. It's going to miss outside for a ball. We do welcome everyone watching and do want to say a special hello to those that are watching in favor of Pearl River this evening. And as always, a hello to the ICC family tuning in here on the Red Channel. That pitch in there for a strike. 1-1 now goes the count here to Samantha Conley. So Conley's going to try to find a way to extend this inning here, come up with a 2-out base hit. But Barnett trying to see if she can find that third out here of the inning. Is that pitch missing outside for a ball? 2-1 now goes the count. We talked about it. Jones hosting this tournament, did everything they could to try to get the games in throughout the week. But Mother Nature, she just had other ideas. And we got rained out. And we're able to come back and get this one going here in McGee. Ground ball to the first baseman. She'll step on the bag and get the out. 3 up, 3 down go the Indians. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We've played one here in McGee. We're going to take a timeout, hear a few words from our sponsors, and let's tell you about freshman orientations coming up at ICC. Back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Your success at ICC starts with freshman orientation. Learn what the college has to offer, register for classes, meet your new ICC family, and discover all the ways to get involved across our 3 locations.
Hey guys, it's Madison, an orientation leader here at ICC. After you apply for enrollment, sign up for orientation because spots are filling up fast. Find out more at iccms.edu/orientation.
Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set to start the second inning here. Scoreless between ICC and Pearl River here in the MACJC championship game. ICC, the number 10 team in the country, they come in with a record of 35-12-1 overall. Pearl River 27-19 on the season. 2 up here for Pearl River be the 5, 6, 7 batters. Dallas Blaker, Brianna Cochner, and Alyssa Pinero. I'll get that right eventually. For some reason, my brain just doesn't want to say it. So, and for Pearl River fans, ICC fans already know this. My brain does not work right anyway, so anytime it gets stumbled up, it really gets stumbled up. So either way it goes, we're going to get set to go here in the top of the second inning with Blaker, the DP, starting us off here. Well, as we said, a great crowd coming out for Pearl River. Equally great crowd making that 4+ hour trip from Fulton down here. Is that pitch in there for a strike? Olivia Burns in the circle. She has committed to continue her softball career at Delta State next year. Of course, there's to be some more players on this team that will have the opportunity to continue their season after their 2 years are up here at ICC. Change up. That one hangs up. 1-1 now is the count. We do want to remind you we'll be hosting the Region 23 baseball tournament. That'll start on Wednesday. Those games will be available on the Blue Channel starting Wednesday at noon. ICC scheduled to play the 7 o'clock game against Gulf Coast. So 1-1 now is the count. Nice breaking pitch, swung on and missed for strike 2. 1-2 now goes the count here to Blaker. Scott Conley making his way to the ballpark, trying to get here. As he said, he's about 30 minutes out. So Scott, if you're listening, be sure and travel safe to get to the ballpark here. Where the directions are, it's going to stop you in the curve. Just come on down the road a little bit, and you'll be able to find it. That pitch missing outside for a ball. 2-2 now is the count. Greg Brown also checking in via text message, the dad of former ICC All-American Alex Brown, who just wrapped up a outstanding collegiate career, 2 years at ICC, 2 years at UNA. So a lot of people tuning in here from the ICC family as well as Pearl River this evening. 2-2 pitch coming. This one popped up. It's going to get out of play, and we'll stay at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and no outs as Blaker, the DP, is starting us off. Blaker will come back to the bat. Speaking of fans tuning in, Bailey Springfield, and also a former All-American from ICC, now pitching at Southern Miss. She's checking in as well, supporting the Indians this evening here. 3-2 now goes the count to Blaker. So Burns going to have to come back to the very dangerous Blaker here, see if she can find strike 3. This one instead popped up, back and out of play, and we'll stay at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and no outs as Blaker is leading us off here. Well, let's go back and reference the tournament and kind of tell you the situation here. Once they rained us out, then the winner's bracket turned into basically a single elimination championship game. There will not be a game 2, despite either one of these teams not having a loss. Hard hit ground ball. It's going to get past a diving third baseman, and that's going to go for a single. Nice at bat that time by Blaker. Found a way to foul off a couple of pitches and win that battle. Blistering shot down the line. And so that's going to go for the second hit of the day for Pearl River. And now with no outs, this is going to bring up Brianna Kortner coming to the plate. I do apologize if I say these names wrong. So she'll dig in here with no outs and a runner over at first base. A little off speed. I was going to say change up, but just took a little bit off of it that time. That one right down the middle for a strike here to the third baseman. So runner at first base. There is no outs. Change up, waited on it, popped it up. Shallow infield. Now there's trouble, but there is Maddie Miney to come up and make the play. Miney kind of had a feed on it that time, and it looked like Sternisha was kind of trying to find second base to make sure she didn't trip over the base that time. Miney called her off and squeezed it for out number 1. One away now. This is going to be Pinero coming to the plate, the right fielder. 1 out, runner on first. We're scoreless here in the top of the second inning. That pitch paints the corner for a strike. Nice breaking pitch that time for Burns to get that one across. We saw Pearl River. They got a double out of Raspberry to start the contest. She got over to third on a sacrifice bunt, but then a ground ball to third and a pop out to right field into the threat. That pitch paints the corner again. That goes for strike 2. 0-2 now is the count here to Pinero. So Pinero waiting the 0-2 pitch. This one popped back and out of play, and we'll stay at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. There is a runner over at first base for the Wildcats. We're at the top of the second. Conley swapping softballs out for Burns. Well, all eyes are on the other game going on right now behind us as Jones and Colin playing for that 4th seed heading into this week's Region 23 tournament. That pitch drifting outside for a ball. LSU and Eunice, they're already in it, and I saw their coach here earlier today doing a little bit of scouting of these two teams. So Burns getting set to deliver the pitch. This one's going to be ripped and it's going to be foul. Well, a big-time break there for the Indians as that one would have found a way to stay fair. Would have been trouble. Possibly could have put runners on first and third. Joanna Vasquez had a pretty good break on the ball out there. But instead, 0-2 stays the count. Well, one thing Pearl River's doing an excellent job on so far throughout the contest is when they do fall behind in the count, they're able to foul off some pitches and find a way to win that battle. And Burns going to try to find a way to win it here, either with a out or maybe even get a strikeout here. It'd be a good time to dial up a Renaissance Bank strikeout here if you're the Indians. So 0-2 is the count here to Panero. Pitch coming. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Well, got her to chase one that time, and a big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout there for the second out of the inning. Renaissance Bank, understanding you, RenaissanceBank.com, member FDIC, a proud sponsor of ICC Athletics here on the ICC Sports Network. 2 away now, and there is a runner over at first base, and this is going to be Noelle McLeod. McLeod, the left fielder, coming to the plate here to see if she can spark a 2-out rally for Pearl River. Instead, that pitch going to miss a little bit low outside. ICC fans wanted that one for a strike. Pretty good call, though, in my opinion, from the home plate umpire to be able to call that a ball, as it looked just a bit too low for his liking. 1-0 is the count here to the left fielder, McLeod. Runner at first base, that's Blaker, who had a single that she blistered down the line to start this inning. That pitch clips the corner of the plate for a strike. 1-1 now goes the count here to McLeod. If she were to reach, then Gurman would be up next, the second baseman for Pearl River. ICC fans want to see her start off the top of the third. We're in the top of the second right now, scoreless. Change up, and it's a beauty, but just falls off the table a bit too soon that time for the umpire's liking. It goes for a ball. 2-1 now is the count. There is 2 outs in the inning, a runner over at first base for Pearl River. They've been able to get the leadoff batter of each inning on so far. And that pitch inside, 3-1 now goes the count. Well, if that was the umpire from the first game of the day, that was called strike 3. He liked that inside pitch, and Olivia Burns and really and truly, to be honest with you, Avery, was it, I want to call her Springer, but that's not right, Avery Sanders. Both took advantage of that situation, as there's going to be a liner, and it's going to get through. Put them where they ain't, as that's going to go for a 2-out single that time for McLeod, and a clutch 2-out hit there, the third hit of the day here for the Wildcats, and this is going to bring up Shelby Gurman. So Gurman will dig in here with 2 outs. Runners on first and second, and no score here in the top of the second. MACJC championship game here in McGee. Winner take all, if you will. Gurman playing second base. She had 2 putouts in the bottom of the first inning. That was a 3-up, 3-down inning there for the Indians. That pitch, she showed bunt, pulled back, and takes it for a strike. 0-1 now is the count here to Gurman. 0-1. Burns awaiting the pitch here. That one drifts high and outside. 1-1 now goes the count. You got runners on first and second. You've got Blaker at second and McLeod over at first base after that 2-out single right back up the middle, basically. So Pearl River trying to get the bats fired up here with 2 outs in the inning. We're waiting the 1-1 pitch here from Burns. She gets the signal now, set to deliver. That pitch hit her. That's going to load the bases. And now here comes trouble as we go back to the top of the lineup, and Raspberry, who doubled to start the contest, will come in a 2-out situation to see if she can maybe do it again here. So now ICC backs against the wall, much like it was there in the first inning with the runner in scoring position. Now with bases loaded and 2 outs, can Burns find a way to get out of the jam yet again? Pearl River, however, wants to see if they can light the bats up here with 2 outs in the top part of the second inning. Scoreless contest, but once again, Pearl River threatening. So Raspberry will dig in. She's playing center field. So Burns delivers. That pitch missing for a ball, blocked up nicely that time by Conley as it got, you can't say in the dirt, you have to say in the turf, as it's a turf infield. Natural turf, or I guess say just regular turf or grass in the outfield. And the outfield's been somewhat soggy today, so anything that's hit to the outfield, sometimes it just hits and sticks. So 1-0 pitch coming, that one in there for a strike. 1-1 now goes the count here to Raspberry. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs. Bases full of Wildcats here in the top of the second inning. ICC trying to find a way to get out of this jam. Pearl River, however, trying to see if they can get a merry-go-round spinning here with 2 outs in the top of the second. 1-1, pitch coming. That pitch drifts high for a ball. 2-1 now is the count. Looks like ICC starting to get a few people loose in the bullpen over here. Nelson and Butler going to start getting warmed up for the Indians. Of course, we talked about Olivia did throw game 1, turning around quickly here in game 2. 2-1 pitch coming, ground ball, foul ball. 2-2 now goes the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Top of the second, bases loaded. Boy, it'll be a big time for a Renaissance Bank strikeout if we can find it here. Olivia looking towards the ICC dugout, which on the first base side of things, to get the pitch. Awaiting the 2-2 offering. Pitch coming, change up, swung on and missed for strike 3. A big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout there to get the Indians out of the inning. My, oh my, that was big as they leave bases loaded. The second Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day for Olivia Burns. We're going to take a timeout. Let's hear from Renaissance Bank and more here on the ICC Sports Network.
You could say it's about the clubs. You could say it's about the ball. You could even say it's about the course or the weather. But what it really comes down to is consistency and hard work. Over and over and over again. At Renaissance, we understand consistency. We understand hard work. Most importantly, we understand you. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
Your success at ICC starts with freshman orientation. Learn what the college has to offer, register for classes, meet your new ICC family, and discover all the ways to get involved across our 3 locations.
Hey guys, it's Madison, an orientation leader here at ICC. After you apply for enrollment, sign up for orientation because spots are filling up fast. Find out more at iccms.edu/orientation.
Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we move now to the bottom of the second inning. Scoreless here in McGee between ICC and Pearl River. We're having a quick conversation down below us here with some of the umpires and maybe a grounds crew member here at the ballpark. Not really 100% sure what that was about, but either way it goes, a quick conversation behind home plate, and we'll get set to play here. Barnett got a 3-up, 3-down inning out of the Indians in the bottom of the first. Now she'll be facing Summer Kreider, Macy Cox, and Jessica Davis here in the bottom of the second. Scoreboard update, 5-0 Colin in the second over Jones. That is for the number 4 spot in the tournament. So kind of a upset brewing there in the other game, but as we said, this one's far from over with. When you play in the MACJC, crazy things happen. That first pitch missing low and inside for a ball to Summer Kreider. Kreider playing third base. Takes a look at that pitch and missing for a ball. 2-0 now is the count. Thought that it was called a strike. I heard a bark, but sometimes we do hear from the field behind us sometimes, so you kind of have to keep an eye on things. That one in there for a strike. 2-1 now is the count here to Summer Kreider. Kreider, Cox, and Davis due up here in the bottom of the second inning. Championship game here between ICC and Pearl River. And that one in there for a strike. Nice job by Barnett to come back and paint the outside corner of the plate for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and no outs as Kreider is leading us off here in the bottom of the second. Kreider listens to the changeup, and that one just fell off the table a bit too soon, and now the count goes full here to Summer Kreider. So 3-2 now is the count here to Summer Kreider. ICC haven't had a base runner so far as this pitch fouled back and out of play. And we'll stay at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and no outs as Kreider is starting us off here in the bottom of the second inning. 3-2 pitch coming. It's in the dirt, misses for a ball, and that'll be a leadoff walk. So for the first time this evening, ICC will have a base runner on. The no-hitter still intact here for Barnett, as now Macy Cox will come to the plate. So Macy will dig in. The runner at first and no outs here. Bottom of the second inning. Macy out of Tennessee swings on the first pitch she sees, blisters it down the line, but foul for a strike. She's got family in Virginia probably watching here this evening. Benny and Teresa Ping typically tune in when they can't make the drive from Virginia to Fulton or anywhere else we're playing. So we always do appreciate them checking in with us. Remember, you can check in with us on Twitter at Let's Go ICC. That's at Let's Go ICC. That pitch finds the corner for a strike. 0-2 now is the count here to Macy. She's got to be careful here. Got to guard the dish if you're Macy in this situation. She blistered one down the line. So now she's got to protect the plate. 0-2 is the count. Pitch coming. Reaches out, ground ball. Shortstop's going to have to hurry. The throw over is not in time. Nice job that time by Macy, hustling down the line. Let's go back and look at that one on the Little Caesars instant replay. The first hit of the day for the Indians. Just a slow roller to the shortstop. Shortstop kind of bobbled it for a second. Gave Macy the step she needed to get on first base. So now with runners on first and second and no outs, this will bring up Jessica Davis. So Davis will dig in now. She's playing in right field. She does have one putout today here in this contest. Davis shows bunt. Took a little backspin on her. Throw is over to first in time for the out. So that's going to go as a sacrifice bunt. 1-3 on the putout. Davis nearly legged that one out. Runners do advance in that situation. Nicely executed sacrifice bunt that time by Davis. And as always, that sacrifice bunt being brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union. Follow them on Twitter at ICCBSU. Brother Chris Burrows and company are reminding you of the ultimate sacrifice paid for our sins. That's the ICCBSU. So now this will be Maggie Smithy, the DP, getting her first at-bat of the day. She did have one back on Wednesday in the Indians' win over Southwest. Smithy swings to the first pitch she sees, comes up empty for strike one. You don't mind seeing her swing at the first pitch, especially as successful as Barnett has been throwing those first pitches for strikes. Right now, if you're ICC, you just need something hit deep to the outfield. Would love to see a base hit to trace its way up through the infield. Changeup is in there for a strike, and 0-2 now is the count. Well, we've seen Olivia Burns twice get herself out of a jam. Can we see Barnett do it now? There is one out in the inning. Runners on second and third for ICC were scoreless in the bottom of the second. 0-2 is the count here to Smithy. Smithy pops this one back and out of play, and we'll stay at 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes is the situation here. Again, want to welcome everyone that's watching in favor of Pearl River, as well as the ICC family that's tuning in here on the Red Channel. We'll have the Region 23 tournament coming your way next week, or this week actually, on the Red Channel as well. Smithy blisters one. It's going to get through. 1 run will score. They're going to ask 2, and Macy will get there, and she'll score easily. ICC leads it now 2-0. Big time hit there off the bat of Maggie Smithy. Let's go back and look at that one on the Little Caesars instant replay. A 2-run single for Maggie Smithy. And a clutch hit there for the freshman out of Ingomar. You see Macy Cox crossing the plate there. 2-0 now as we're in the bottom of the second inning. There's only one out, runner over at first base, and now this is going to be Joanna Vasquez coming to the plate here for the Indians. Vasquez Chases that one. Steele is down. Is it in time? Yes, it is. Well, a nice play there by the catcher. The catcher stealing. She basically just came up and chunked that one. And so they'll catch Smithy trying to steal second for the second out of the inning. A big-time play there for Pearl River. Very, very impressive throw by Mary Grace Turner, because ICC swung on that one just to see if they can kind of distract her. Instead, she just came up firing and got Smithy. Vasquez fouls this one back, and 0-2 now goes the count. No balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. ICC was able to strike for 2 runs in this inning. Vasquez was that pitch high for a ball. Real quick, my buddy Austin checking in. Sam's fiance. Austin, I'm going to be honest with you. Delahousie? I apologize if I'm saying your last name wrong. As that pitch drifts high for a ball, 2-2 now goes the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Nobody on base here for Vasquez. Hope Harbin is on deck here for the Indians. JoJo hits a dribbler. First baseman's going to have a play on it. Will step on the bag for the out. The Indians get 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We've played 2 here in the championship game. ICC leads it 2-0. We'll take a break and hear from Coke and more of our sponsors here on the ICC Sports Network.
My burger goes best with mustard.
Ketchup and mustard.
Grass-fed beef.
No, corn-fed.
On the grill.
Now, flat top.
Iceberg lettuce.
Nah, arugula. Jalapeno.
No way. Avocado, dude.
Medium rare. Gotta be well done. Brioche.
Sesame seeds.
American cheese.
Cheddar.
Can I have a turkey burger? What? Turkeys are for Thanksgiving, man. I like my burger with the Coke.
I'll agree to that. Strictly with the Coke.
Only with the Coke.
Coke and a burger. Come on.
All right.
That's where you get the flavor.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And as we shift to the top of the 3rd inning, ICC with a 2-0 lead after a 2-run single by Maggie Smithy that scored Summer Kreider and Macy Cox there in the bottom of the 2nd. So now we move to the top of the 3rd inning here in the MACJC Championship. Once again, got more people reaching out to us. Scotty Murrah, Bailey's dad. He's checking in here, watching the ICC Indians trying to win the MACJC Championship. Apologize if I'm saying that last name wrong. And also, Dr. Bronson Prohaska checking in as well here on the ICC Sports Network. We thank every one of the ICC family members that have tuned in here. We do want to say a special hello to those that are watching in favor of Pearl River. Olivia Burns, her first pitch is going to go high for a ball. This is going to be Fagan, Taggart, and Turner due up here for the Indians. We got lights on in the outfield, so we'll see if the umpire maybe stops play here. You can see it dead center out there. Change up, hangs up for a ball. We're really surprised that nobody has brought this to the attention. You can't really see it for those watching on the broadcast. It's actually in behind the sign that says Field 3. But it's dead center field, and now they are going to stop the play here to try to get them to turn their lights off, and they do without any issue. Good job by Hope Harbin out there asking them to turn the lights off. I think it was somebody that just parked and their lights automatically cut off and didn't think about cutting them off in that situation. No harm, no foul. So 2-0 now is the count here to Fagan. And that pitch, missing low for a ball. Good-looking pitch, called ball 3. So 3-0 now is the count here on Fagan. She had a sacrifice bunt in her first at-bat of the day. You figure the red light's going to be on here for Fagan. Burns delivers, and there's going to be in there for a strike. 3-1 now is the count here to Brooke Fagan, the shortstop. She hasn't seen any work defensively so far. ICC with 2 hits in the contest, 3 for Pearl River. 3-1 pitch coming. There's going to be a liner over to the shortstop, and Maddie Miney takes care of business. Miney just scoots to her left a little bit, reels that one in for out number 1. And now this is going to be Elizabeth Taggart, the first baseman, coming to the plate. She's got a pair of putouts, and both of those have ended the 2 innings for the Indians. She had a routine ball dribbled to her to end the first, and a routine ball hit to her to end the second. She is 0 for 1 on the day with a ground out to the third baseman. It was a big ground out because they had a runner at third, and it was Kreider who was at third base. She's got a pretty strong arm on her over there, as that pitch missing for a ball, so she was able to steer the runner back to third base and then throw over in time for the second out of the inning. We're in the top of the third inning. ICC with a 2-0 lead here in the MACJC championship game over Pearl River. This one fouled right back into your living room, even with the count now at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Nobody on base here for Pearl River. Top of the third inning. Also, Annabelle and Will Bunch checking in as well. Shout out to Annabelle, who graduated in MACJC. Sure, it was every honor possible out there at IHS. As there's going to be a ground ball, it's going to be a line drive, a foul ball, and 1-2 goes to count. I know Will and Dr. Bunch and Annabelle, they're going to be excited for Wednesday as Russell, who, by the way, won Mr. ICC. And the Indians will be fired up for the Region 23 tournament. They play Wednesday night at 7 against Gulf Coast. That game will be available on the Blue Channel. And we, of course, obviously don't have the roster or the schedule for the Region 23 tournament. Patrick, if you're watching, we need that now. So, Patrick, if you're tuned in, he's on the spot. Mark says have it in the next 5 minutes. So 1-2 is the count here. Pitch coming. Waited on the changeup. Ground ball to Stranisha. Throw over is in time to retire Taggart. 4-3 is the count. Or excuse me, 4-3 is the put out. 2 outs is now the situation here. And Mary Grace Turner coming to the plate again. Well, if you're a Tupelo Golden Wave fan, you're used to hearing that. That's what Tupelo's football team runs out to. The flood warning there at Tupelo's football field. Renaissance Bank Field, I believe, is the name of it. Renaissance Bank, a proud sponsor of ICC Athletics as well. 2 outs and nobody on here for Pearl River. This pitch popped up. Deep fly ball, center fielder Hope Harbin is going to come in and make the play for out number 3. So a 3-up, 3-down inning there for Pearl River. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We'll take a break and come back with the bottom of the third inning for ICC. It'll be Hope Harbin, Maddie Miney, and Rachel Stranisha due up here for the Indians. Let's take a quick time out and hear more about the 3-day weekends coming up at ICC this next year.
Itawamba Community College is now offering 3-day weekends. You can be one of the first to take advantage of a compact course schedule with a majority of classes offered Monday through Thursday. Let us customize your education to fit your needs. Become a part of the ICC family and apply today at apply.iccms.edu. ICC, the best start here.
You could say it's about the clubs. You could say it's about the ball. You could even say it's about the course or the weather. But what it really comes down to is consistency and hard work. Over and over and over again. At Renaissance, we understand consistency. We understand hard work. Most importantly, we understand you. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
Celebrate outrageous amounts of toppings with Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest. With the most cheese and now with the most toppings at the nation's best price. Create your favorite pizza starting at $6. Pay, then express pickup at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we head now to the bottom of the third inning for ICC to be the 9-1-2 batters due up. Hope Harbin, Maddie Miney, and Rachel Stranisha. ICC leads it 2-0 after a 2-run single by Maggie Smithy in the bottom of the second. That's the difference in the ball game right now. We've got a pretty good little pitcher's duel going on right now between ICC's Olivia Burns and Pearl River's Gracie Barnett. Barnett has scattered 2 hits, 3 given up by Burns. She's also hit a batter. Barnett has walked 1, so kind of just a little even tilt there. So that pitch going to miss for a ball here to Hope Harbin. Well, we talked about it in the Gulf Coast game. We'll talk about it here with Hope. It's darned if you do, darned if you don't. If you play back, she's able to lay down a bunch. She's got blistering speed to be able to beat it off on the infield. If you play up, then she's also can hit for power to slap one by you. As that pitch missing high, 2-0 now is the count. There's going to be a foul ball. 2-1 now goes the count. They called it a foul ball. Some of the Pearl River fans are begging the catcher to tag her, but he did call a foul ball. That pitch missing high and outside. 3-1 now goes the count here to Hope Harbin. Well, ICC would love to see Hope find her way on base to start the inning here, as you got some pretty good speed in Hope, who's batting in that 9 spot. Then Maddie Miney, who led us off on a line drive out to second, will be up next. Bunt is laid down. It's only going to be one play, and it's going to be to first. The throw is not in time. Well, second baseman was a little slow to get there that time, and she tried to stretch it out. That's going to go for a infield single by Hope Harbin. That's what we said. When she puts that pressure on you with her speed, you tend to panic. And when you panic, you can't really make those quick plays, and that was the case there. Third hit of the game for the Indians, and now we go back to the top lineup here in Maddie Miney. Miney, the shortstop, she blistered a shot, but right to the second baseman, Gurman, who was able to record the out. So ICC trying to see if they can extend on this 2-0 lead here in the top of the third. Miney looks at that pitch high for a ball. Well, it's been quite the day here at the ballpark. Chris Krieger checking in. Watching from Corinth, of course, Kyle and the Indians. They'll be playing, as we talked about, in the Region 23 tournament. That pitch missing for a ball. 2-0 now is the count to Maddie Miney. Those games, all games of the Region 23 baseball tournament, will actually be available there on the Blue Channel in Fulton. You can visit letsgoicc.com and see that full bracket for that tournament. It starts Wednesday at noon. So 2-0 now is the count here to Maddie Miney. Miney blisters one. Second baseman can't find it. It's going to get through, and that's going to send Harbin over to third base. And a clutch hit there for Maddie Miney. The first of the game, third of the day for the freshman shortstop, Maddie Miney. So now the Indians starting to wake the bats up here. Runners on the corners. And now this is going to be Rachel Stranisha coming to the plate here for ICC. She popped up to the second baseman in her previous at-bat. Austin said, I got close to saying his last name right, as we're going to have a break in the action. Let's take a break and hear from Sonic and be back with more right here on the ICC Sports Network.
Man, these Red Bull slushes are invigorating, right?
I know it, man. I'm feeling confident, feeling pumped. I want to jump this thing.
I don't know if that's such a good idea, TJ.
No, man, I need help. Can we jump this thing?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Rush in for Sonic's new Red Bull slushes. Half price during happy hour.
Bacon, Swiss cheese, juicy chicken on a King's Hawaiian bun.
Oh, what else is it saying?
It's saying you still owe me that $30.
Hang up!
Hurry into Sonic for the King's Hawaiian Chicken or Burger Club and try order ahead to get happy hour anytime.
And welcome back. It appears there will be no changes here for Pearl River. They just kind of wanted to talk over the situation. With runners on first and third here for ICC, you've got tons of speed over at third base in Hope Harbin. Really good speed over at first base in Maddie Miney. As a matter of fact, she leads the team in steals this year, closing in on 50 steals this season. I want to say the regular season steals record is 54, held by Kimmy Nicholson, who, by the way, I saw here earlier, she's now the assistant coach at East Mississippi. So Kimmy coming out to support her former team here in ICC as they chase the MACJC championship. Winner take all this evening here in McGee. As Ternesha shows bunt, pulls back and takes it for a ball. And Maddie Miney, well, she jogged down to first base, looking like me running full speed, however, as she kind of just jogged over to first base. And I wouldn't even say that was a jog. That was more of just a brisk walk to second. So now Indians with runners at second and third and a lot of speed there. Rachel Ternesha, she can come up with a clutch hit here, would be huge for the Indians. That ball in the dirt, blocked up nicely that time on the part of Turner to keep that one in front of her. Well, you look at the ballpark here in front of us, there is some room to be able to advance. You got to be careful over at third base, though. If the ball bounces right back to the catcher, with it being a turf field, it's going to be able to roll pretty good. But if it does bounce and get away, you can score easily. That pitch right down the middle for a strike. 2-1 now is the count here to Rachel Ternesha. She popped up to second base in her first hit of the day. Former ICC assistant coach Cammie Ann Hall is checking in on Twitter, seeing a picture of her baby, saying, "Roll Tribe." There's a shot out to right field. Deep fly ball. Right fielder's going to camp underneath it. Will make the play. And that's going to go for a sacrifice fly. 3-0 ICC. Well, a clutch hit there. Productive out, if you will. As that sacrifice fly being brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union in Fulton. As that scored Hope Harbin from third. Maddie Miney was able to advance on the play as well. And now ICC leads it 3-0, and this is going to bring up Samantha Conley. Conley grounded out to first to end the first, trying to redeem herself here with one out and a runner over at third base. Indians lead it 3-0. That pitch across for a strike. Well, hopefully her dad's made it to the ballpark by now. As he was trying to get in, he was driving the bus this afternoon back in Louisiana, making the trip up here to McGee. Change up. Snap throw down to third is not in time as Miney dives back. 1-1 now is the count here to Samantha Conley. Samantha catching, as always, here in game two. Also checking in is Maddie and Ellie's aunt, Tammy, and Uncle Mike cheering all the way from Spencer, Iowa. As that bunt attempt is not there, they're going to snap throw down to third, and it's going to get away. ICC nearly caught themselves in a bad situation there as Conley was trying to squeeze play. We saw that work against Gulf Coast, and Conley patting herself on the chest, looking at Coach Kurt saying, "That's on me, I didn't get the bunt down." But ICC was able to avoid that situation there. Now 1-2 is the count here to Sam Conley. Conley going to try to see if she can find a hit here to push across the fourth run of the game. That pitch just hops across. 2-2 now is the count here to Conley. Summer Kreider's on deck. She walked and scored a run in her previous at-bat. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. There is a runner over at third base. That's Maddie Miney. Ground ball to the shortstop. Run is going to score, and the throw is over in time. But a successful out there for the Indians. 6-3 on the ground out. Conley does get the RBI on the play as Maddie Miney comes around to score. And now with 2 outs in the inning, ICC leads it 4-0. And this is going to be Summer Kreider coming to the plate. So Kreider will dig in with 2 outs and nobody on. Nice small ball manufacturing some runs for the Indians here in the bottom of the third inning. They lead it 4-0. Kreider stands in, takes that pitch, missing low and inside for a ball. Winner take all, MACJC championship this evening here in McGee. The winner of this game will be the number 1 seed heading into the Region 23 tournament. Pearl River will host that tournament. That pitch right down the middle for a strike. 1-1 now is the count. The reason why Pearl River has already secured that spot of hosting the tournament this week is the fact that ICC hosted it last year, and there's a rule in the league that you cannot host a region tournament back-to-back years. That pitch hops across for a ball. 2-1 now is the count. That tournament scheduled to start on Wednesday. ICC, Pearl River, and LSU Eunice already in it. Jones and Colin playing for that final spot in the tournament. We'll try to get a scoreboard update on that one as we progress throughout the evening. Grounder right back to the pitcher, scooped up, thrown over in time for the putout, 1-3 to end the inning. But once again, the Indians get 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We've played 3 in McGee, and ICC leads it 4-0. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
First American National Bank is a local bank. Our 10 locations are right here in Northeast Mississippi. Banking decisions are made locally by people who live here. It's been that way for more than 50 years. Our involvement in the community is important to us. That's where our roots are. Technology, it changes daily, but our community is what keeps us together. If you like high-tech banking, we've got that too. Follow the flag to First American National Bank, from Iuka to Tupelo.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we move now to the top of the 4th inning. ICC with a 4-0 lead, and it's 6-1. Colin going to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Jones or Colin the home team? Colin is the home team there, so a shocker continuing the brew over there. And Pearl River, they got beat by, Jones got beat by Pearl River in the first game of the series, and that's an elimination game over there between Colin and Jones College. 4-0 is your score. Due up here, as it'll be the 5, 6, 7 batters. Blaker, Kortner, and Panero due up here for Pearl River. Olivia Burns still in the circle here for ICC. Indians got a 2-run single by Maggie Smithy in the second, a sacrifice fly, and a RBI ground out by Samantha Conley and Rachel Stranicia. As that pitch across swung on a miss for a strike. And that's the situation now. 4-0 ICC with the lead here over Pearl River. The Indians defeated Southwest 9-1 in 5 innings. In the first game, that was last Wednesday, as that pitch in there for a strike as well. Beautiful changeup from Olivia Burns. They defeated Gulf Coast 4-0 in the first game of the day. And now seeing if they can run the table and win the MACJC Tournament Championship here with a win tonight over Pearl River. 0-2 quickly is the count now. This pitch fouled back out of play over into the other ballpark to the right of us here. We do want to say a special thank you to those of the McGee Sportsplex here in McGee, Mississippi. Doing a good job of getting the fields ready and making it eligible, or making it where we can finish this tournament. Again, this tournament was scheduled to be in Jones College. They did everything in their power to be able to try to get that tournament in. Unfortunately, Mother Nature just had a different idea. That pitch just missing outside for a ball. Not a bad spot to miss that time by Burns. See if you couldn't get her to chase one. Great eye on the part of Blaker that time to hold off. So 1-2 now is the count. There's no outs as Blaker is starting us off here. She singled with a blistering shot down the third baseline. Change up, hangs up just a bit too much, and 2-2 now goes the count. 3 hits so far in the contest for Pearl River. ICC has 4, but ICC has been able to pitch around some trouble early on and been able to cash in on some opportunities here in this one so far. This pitch fouled back out of play. And Ellie Miney, who just went and got a foul ball, tried to chase that one down but couldn't catch up with it. And of course, ICC fans know this. I jokingly have referred to Maddie at times as not Ellie. They are twin sisters. And the reason that being, the first time I ever spoke to Maddie, I called her Ellie jokingly, and she swung on a miss for strike 3. Take a look at that on the Little Caesars instant replay there, as that is the third Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day. Renaissance Bank, understanding you, renaissancebank.com, member FDIC. So now this is going to be Brianna Korkner coming to the plate. Go back and finish that thought on the Miney twins. We talked about it. Maddie, who is playing shortstop defensively, is that pitch in the dirt, missing for a ball. 1-0 now is the count. First time I ever met her, I jokingly called her Ellie. They're not identical twins, so it's easy to tell apart who's who once you get to know them. She just politely looked at me and smiled and said, no, I'm not Ellie. And me being the, for lack of better word, smart butt that I am, she got stuck being called not Ellie for quite a while. As that pitch missing low and inside, 2-0 now is the count. Matter of fact, it was so much of a joke, I actually wrote that in my lineups for my stats that I keep in the games. And I think she went 0 for 4 in a game, and I was like, all right, that's it. Going back to Maddie, and she promptly went 4 for 4. There's a hard hit ball out to the right field. This could go for extra bases. She's going to try to double it up. The throw is going to be in time. Big time play there, as ICC faithful come to their feet, and a big time play there from Jessica Davis out in right field. So that will go for a single for Korkner. She'll be thrown out 9-6 for the second out of the inning. And I'll say this, folks, when it's going your way, it's going your way. Let's go back and see if we can squeeze that Little Caesars instant replay in before this next pitch. You see there, that was just a hard hit ball over the head of Macy Cox over at third. She didn't look like she kind of stumbled a little bit rounding first. The throw was in plenty of time. Maddie Miney applied the tag, and ICC got the out. Second out of the inning now. And now this is going to be Pinero coming to the plate. As a little changeup, all-speed pitch was fouled back. Looked like that one might have been fouled off the foot of Pinero the way she was limping out of the box, so hopefully she's okay. For somebody like myself, I'm a natural-born klutz, and I have had a lot of foot injuries throughout my years, and if you've never fouled the ball off the top of your foot, you just don't know pain, folks. Is that smarts, to say the least. 0-1 now is the count with 2 outs. We're in the top of the 4th inning. ICC with a 4-0 lead here in the MACJC championship game over Pearl River. This is a deep fly ball left side of the field. It's going to go for a base hit. Actually, extra bases here as it bounces off the wall, gets away from Vasquez. Vasquez is going to relay that one to third. And a clutch 2-out double there from Pinero, the second extra base hit of the game here for Pearl River. And now they're going to see if they can try to spark another 2-out rally. They got loaded the bases last time they had 2 outs, but ICC was able to get out of the jam. So a 2-out double there. And my, oh my, how big now is that play by Jessica Davis out in right field, as that one would have easily scored a run for the Bobcats. And now this will be McLeod. McLeod singled and was left stranded at second in her previous at-bat, so she's going to try to see if she can spark the bats here like she did last time, as that single came with 2 outs in the second inning. 2 away, runner on second. Olivia Burns getting the signal from the ICC dugout. Nelson still warming up for the Indians in case she's needed here. That pitch right down the middle for a strike. Good job by Olivia to come back and fire that one right down the middle to get ahead of the batter, McLeod. So 1-2 is the count. That pitch missing low. Evens of the count now at 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs. As McLeod awaiting this 1-1 offering here. Change up. Falls off the table just a bit too soon. ICC fans really liked it. That don't matter, because the guy behind the plate's the one opinion that only matters in this situation. 2-1 now is the count with 2 outs and a runner at second here for Pearl River. ICC, they've been in a jam twice tonight with runners in scoring position. As that pitch in there for a strike. 2-2 now is the count. They had a runner at third in the first. ICC got out of the jam there. They had bases loaded in the second. ICC got a Renaissance Bank strikeout to get out of the jam there as well. So Pearl River has left 3 runners in scoring position so far in the contest. 3 of the 4, I should say, in scoring position. 2-2 pitch coming. That one missing high and outside. Now the count goes full at 3-2. Well, Burns just couldn't quite get that one to bend in enough for her to get the strike call as it drifted just a bit high. Count goes full with 2 outs here. Boy, it'll be a big time for a Renaissance Bank strikeout if Burns can find her 4th of the game. And she does not. That pitch missing low for a ball. And now that's going to bring up Gurman, the second baseman. She was hit by a pitch, was left stranded at first, back in the second. And so once again, Pearl River getting something going with 2 outs in the inning. We may have a change in the situation or possibly a runner coming in. No, we're going to have a new batter coming into the contest for Pearl River. And so we'll try to find out who this new batter is. Jenna Como. So Jenna Como will come into bat. Boy, hearing the name Como, as hungry as I am, reminds me of the Como Steakhouse. If you're ever in Senatobia, I know they're not a sponsor, but that's how good they are, folks. If you're ever in Senatobia, or well, in the Senatobia area, Como, that's where you want to go eat. That pitch missing low for a ball here to Jenna Como. So 1-0 is the count here to Como. There is 2 outs and a runner at second. That is Pinero, who doubled. You also have a runner at first in McLeod, who drew a walk. That pitch missing. 2-0 now goes the count here to Como. Burns was like she's a little upset that that one wasn't called a strike there. Change up, hangs up, and 3-0 now goes the count. Burns a little frustrated with herself. You're going to see Maddie Miney kind of come in and talk to her pitcher in this situation. Kind of just calm down Burns. She's a sophomore. She claims Grenada, but I know for a fact she's from Coffeyville because that's where my family's from. And kind of like the folks from Olive Branch in that area claim Memphis. Well, if you're from Coffeyville, you tend to claim Grenada. As that's going to be ball 4, and now bases will be loaded once again here for Pearl River. ICC living dangerously. They loaded them in the second, did the Wildcats, and couldn't come up with anything. And now trouble coming to the plate once again, and Hannah Raspberry, who doubled to start the contest. Gurman re-entering to run in this situation. So now Pearl River trying to spark the bats here. Looks like Coach Kurt wants to come out and talk to his pitcher. We'll take a timeout here. Word from Sonic and be back with more. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Pearl River trying to get something going here in the top of the 4th. Back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Man, these Red Bull slushes are invigorating, right?
I know it, man. I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling pumped. I want to jump this thing.
I don't know if that's such a good idea, TJ.
No, man, I need help. Can we jump this thing?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Rush in for Sonic's new Red Bull slushes. Half price during happy hour.
Bacon, Swiss cheese, juicy chicken on a King's Hawaiian bun.
Oh, what else is it saying?
It's saying you still owe me that $30.
Hang up!
Hurry into Sonic for the King's Hawaiian Chicken or Burger Club and try order ahead to get happy hour anytime.
Welcome back. No changes made here for the Indians. Just wanting to get everybody on the same page, kind of settle them down here. Bases loaded with 2 outs. We're in the top of the 4th inning. ICC living dangerously here. They let Pearl River load the bases in the second. We're able to get out of that jam with the Renaissance Bank strikeout. Boy, oh boy, it would be big time here, but here comes trouble in Hannah Raspberry. She is 1 for 2 on the day with a double, and there's lots of speed on the bases now for the Wildcats. That pitch across for a strike. 0-1 now is the count here to Raspberry. So 0-1 is the count to Raspberry. Change up, and it's in there for a strike. No, it's called a ball. Well, a good-looking pitch there. 1-1 now goes the count here to Raspberry. So a borderline pitch going the way of the Wildcats. 1-1 offering coming from Burns. That changeup hangs up. 2-1 now goes the count. No place to put her as bases are loaded here for Pearl River. We're in the top of the 4th inning. ICC with a 4-0 lead, but Pearl River knocking on the door yet again. They've left 5 runners on the bag, 6. And their one's going to be called a strike. 2-2 now is the count. Yes, they've left 6 runners on base so far. Excuse me, this inning's not actually over, so I need to correct my stats. So waiting the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Another big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout with bases loaded. And Olivia Burns pulling the Houdini act there and getting the Indians out of the jam with her 4th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th inning. ICC holds on to that 4-0 lead. Let's hear from Renaissance Bank and more here on the ICC Sports Network.
You could say it's about the clubs. You could say it's about the ball. You could even say it's about the course or the weather. But what it really comes down to is consistency and hard work. Over and over and over again. At Renaissance, we understand consistency. We understand hard work. Most importantly, we understand you. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
My burger goes best with mustard.
Ketchup and mustard.
Grass-fed beef.
No, corn-fed.
On the grill.
Now, flat top.
Iceberg lettuce.
Nah, arugula.
Jalapeno.
No way. Avocado, dude.
Medium rare. Gotta be well done. Brioche.
Sesame seeds.
American cheese.
Cheddar.
Can I have a turkey burger? What? Turkeys are for Thanksgiving, man. I like my burger with the Coke.
I'll agree to that. Strictly with a Coke.
Only with the Coke.
Coke and a burger. Come on.
All right.
That's where you get the flavor.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we shift now to the bottom of the 4th inning for ICC to be the 5, 6, 7 batters due up. Macy Cox, Jessica Davis, and Maggie Smithy. ICC leads it 4-0 as we head to the bottom of the 1st. As Barnett still in the circle here for the Wildcats. Macy will start us off. She had a single and scored a run in her first at bat of the day. So the ICC fans getting in behind the Rocky Top batting music that has been Macy's all year with the synchronized clapping. So Macy will start us off here in the bottom of the 4th inning. ICC with a 4-0 lead. Takes a look at that first pitch, high for a ball. Well, the Indians would love to find another run or two, maybe a couple of insurance runs here in the bottom of the 4th as they lead at 4-0. Of course, when we talk about those insurance runs, we talk about your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox. As that pitch misses low and outside, 2-0 now goes the count. For all your insurance needs, whether it be home, auto, or life, stop by and see Joey there on South Adams Street in Fulton, the former ICC All-American in football, a proud sponsor of ICC Athletics here on the ICC Sports Network. That pitch goes high, 3-0 now is the count here to Macy Cox. So 3-0 is the count here to Macy. And that one right down the middle, Macy taking the whole way that time. Good job by Barnett just to load up and deliver that one across for a strike. 3-1 now goes the count here to Macy. Well, she hit a slow roller to the shortstop in her previous at-bat. They're kind of shading her to the left side on the shortstop side, and that one's going to go for a ball. So Macy will get a leadoff walk here to start the bottom of the 4th inning. Second time today that the Indians have put a runner on via walk, and that was back in the 2nd when they did the first one. Summer Kreider drew the walk and eventually came around to score on that 2-run single by Maggie Smithy. So now with the runner over at first base, looks like we'll probably have a runner coming into this situation, and yes, it will be. It'll be Mackenzie Toombs coming in to run for ICC. Mackenzie, a sophomore. She's out of the great city of Ackerman, Mississippi. And so she'll take over for Macy over at first base. They'll just rotate that one in and out. at the exchange of innings, as she's going to come in and run for Cox in this situation. Jessica Davis now at the plate. Jessica had a sacrifice bunt in her first at-bat of the day. She also had an amazing defensive play to throw the runner out, trying to turn what should have probably been a double. A little bit of a stumble arounding first base. Allowed the throw to get in time and catch the runner. Corcoran, shows bunt, and that one's going to be a foul ball, and that one was bunted off the hands of Jessica Davis, and that hurts. Not a bad pitch by Barnett that time. You knew it was a sacrifice bunt situation, so you want to come in on the batters in that case to see if they try to adjust to it, maybe pop the pitch up. Instead, that one is fouled off her hands. 0-1 now is the count here to Davis. Davis playing in right field, had that great play as we just talked about. She also had that sacrifice bunt. She's going to square the bunt again. This one laid down, and it's going to be a beauty. Going to have to hurry to throw. The throw is in time. Just got her by a step. Sacrifice bunt, second one of the game. 5-3 on the putout. Or excuse me, 5-4 on the putout over at first base for the first out of the inning. That sacrifice bunt being brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union. Follow them on Twitter at ICCBSU. They remind you of the ultimate sacrifice. Pay for our sins. That's the ICCBSU. That pitch missing outside. This is Maggie Smithy. She had a 2-run single. She was caught trying to steal back in the second inning. Another RBI opportunity here as you got pretty good speed with Toombs over at second. One out here, bottom of the fourth. ICC leading it 4-0. Smithy looks at that pitch outside. Now they're going to snap throw over to the shortstop. Not a bad idea. You don't see that too often, but a lot of times you see teams that kind of just stare down the catcher when the second baseman doesn't come into cover. Good job sneaking the shortstop up to see if you might just get her kind of being lazy and tag her out. But Toombs, as soon as she saw the ball being thrown, was able to scamper back to second. 2-0 is the count. Smithy looked at that pitch, missing outside, 3-0. Now is the count here to the freshman out of Ingomar. You got Joanna Vasquez on deck here for the Indians. 3-0 is the count. 4-0 is your score. You figure Smithy's going to be taking the whole way here. We'll wait as now they're going to step off the rubber and reassess the situation. Infield playing normal. Outfield playing Smithy straight away. She had that RBI or 2-run single blistered to right field last time. Taking the whole way that time. That pitch hangs up and outside for ball 4. And now you'll have runners on first and second with only one out here in the inning. And this is going to be Joanna Vasquez now coming to the plate. So JoJo will dig in with one out. Runners at first and second. You've got good speed at second in Mackenzie Toombs. Pretty good speed over at first also in Maggie Smithy, who just threw that 4-pitch walk. Joanna Vasquez. When the Indians have needed a big hit, JoJo has been the one that comes up with it. We'll see if she can do that again here. ICC trying to pick up some insurance runs in the bottom of the fourth inning. JoJo takes that pitch across, looking the whole way that time for strike one. Good job by Barnett coming back after delivering the 4 pitches for balls. Just zip that one across for strike one. 0-1 now is the count to Joanna Vasquez. So JoJo will dig in. Change up, and it's a beauty. Called a ball, though. Wow. 1-1 now is the count. One ball, one strike, and one out. Runners on first and second here for the Indians. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. Championship game here between ICC and Pearl River. Jammed her ground ball to the shortstop. She's going to throw over to third. The throw is in time. So a fielder's choice there for JoJo. A great play defensively. 6-5 on the putout of Mackenzie Toombs. The throw was low. A good job by the third baseman to get down and get dirty and keep that one in front of her. Showed the ball after coming up and applying the tag. And so now with 2 outs, runners on first and second, this is going to be Hope Hartman at the plate. So Pearl River trying to get out of a slight jam here with 2 outs. Runners on first and second, bottom of the fourth. ICC leading it 4-0. Hartman swings on the first pitch she sees. Ground ball. Second baseman has it. Throws over in time for her knees for the out. Nice job that time by Gurman to get the out and end the inning and stop the threat. We've played 4 in McGee. ICC leads it 4-0. We'll take a break and come back with the top half of the 5th inning. Due up for Pearl River will be Fagan, Taggart, and Turner. We'll find out what they do after we hear from First American National Bank and more here on the ICC Sports Network.
First American National Bank is a local bank. Our 10 locations are right here in Northeast Mississippi. Banking decisions are made locally by people who live here. It's been that way for more than 50 years. Our involvement in the community is important to us. That's where our roots are. Technology, it changes daily, but our community is what keeps us together. If you like high-tech banking, we've got that too. Follow the flag to First American National Bank, from Iuka to Tupelo.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we go now to the top of the 5th inning. ICC with a 4-0 lead here over Pearl River in the MACJC championship game. We do want to welcome everyone watching in support of the Wildcats and also say a special hello to the ICC family here on the ICC Sports Network. Let's go ICCTV.com, the red channel. So it's going to be Fagan, the shortstop, to lead us off. Taggart and Turner all due up here in the top of the 5th inning. MACJC championship game. Indians trying to win their first fast pitch championship. Our athletic director, Kerry Ball Williamson, won a slow pitch softball championship. Now, ICC did win the regular season championship last year, trying to win their first state championship in the tournament here. As this pitch is going to be high and inside for a ball. 1-0 now is the count to Fagan. Fagan, she's 0 for 1 on the day. She lined out to the shortstop in her previous at-bat. Did have a sacrifice bunt back in the first to put the runner over at third, but ICC was able to get out of that jam. Olivia Burns still in the circle here for ICC. That pitch in there for a strike. 1-1 now is the count to Fagan. Nelson, she's been taking her warm-up tosses over here in the field to my right, screen right for those watching here on the red channel. 1-1 is the count. Change up. That one hangs up just a little bit too much. 2-1 now goes the count. Well, for the softball team, they're going to load up and head to Pearl River after this game as that tournament starts on Wednesday. That pitch inside. 3-1 now goes the count. Unsure where the team is staying right now. Myself, I will be driving back to Fulton tonight, which, by the way, Lee Adams, who is here taking photos for ICCimages.com. Madison Haley, who is running Twitter for us this evening as well. As this is going to be a fly ball out to the right side. It's going to get in foul territory. Macy Cox going on and couldn't make the catch, though, just out of her reach. Would have been a heck of a play there for Macy to be able to find that one. So new life here for Fagan as the count goes full at 3-2. But we do want to thank Lee Adams, as we said, taking photos. You can see those photos on ICCimages.com. We're also grabbing a few for our friends over at Pearl River. So you can order those on ICCimages.com. You can get the digital downloads for only $1. We've got those prices set as low as the host site will allow us to set them. So that's ICCimages.com. 3-2 pitch coming. Liner just going to get through right back up the middle for a leadoff single. Nice job by Fagan. Battling, and finding a way to win the battle for her first hit of the evening. That goes for a single out to center field. And so a leadoff single here for the Wildcats. As usual here, when the ball gets to the outfield, as much rain as we've had over the last week, they change out balls in this situation. So now this will be Taggart coming to the plate. So with no outs and a runner at first base, Taggart, who is 0 for 2 on the day with a ground out to third and a ground out to second, will dig in here and try to spark the bats for Pearl River. Takes a look at that first pitch, missing low for a ball. Well, Pearl River's had their opportunities, folks, as ICC has been flirting with danger. Pearl River has had 7 runners on the base. This is the 8th now over at first. Out of those 7, 5 have been left in scoring position. This pitch popped up. It's going to hit off the fencing to our left. So 1-1 now will go the count here on Taggart. Well, these two teams met twice during the regular season. It was quite the contest between those two teams. And here in the top of the 5th inning, this one far from over here. 4-0 is the lead by ICC, top of the 5th. This pitch blistered, lifted, but it's going to get foul. It's actually going to bounce off one of the poles on the batting cages. They say when you come to the ballpark, you're going to see something you've never seen before, and I can honestly say I've never seen that before, as that ball just squared up and hit one of the support posts of the batting cage out in left field. 1-2 now is the count here on Taggart. So waiting the 1-2 offering here for Burns. This pitch popped up. Summer Kreider will drift over in foul territory and squeeze it for the out. Well, Maddie Miney, you saw her disappear on your screen there. She actually kind of almost squatted down on the ground just in case Kreider kind of had the ball pop out of her glove. Wanted to be there just as a backup, but Summer said, I got this, we're good for out number 1. So 1 away now, and this is going to bring up Mary Grace Turner. What a throw Mary Grace had back in the 2nd inning to throw Maggie Smithy out trying to steal. It was a bang-bang play, a beautiful throw, including a beautiful tag by the shortstop, Fagan, to catch her trying to steal second. That pitch missing high and outside for a ball. Well, you're in the top of the 5th for Pearl River. There's 1 out. Don't necessarily have to get aggressive on the bases, but would like to get some people in scoring position here if you're Pearl River, so we'll see if they elect to possibly put the runner in motion here. That pitch hangs up outside for a ball. 2-0 now is the count. ICC fans wanted that one for a strike. I want to say this, it's been a pretty consistent strike zone tonight. There's really nothing at the end of the day you could complain about, as he's been pretty consistent on both sides of the plate, and that's at the end of the day all you want. 2-0 now is the count. This pitch popped up, back and out of play. 2-1 will now go the count here on Mary Grace Turner. She's 0 for 2 on the day. She flew out to right to end the 1st, flew out to center to end the 3rd. Mary Kate Butler now also starting getting loose in the ICC bullpen to our right. 2-1 is the count here to Turner. Awaiting the pitch here. That one in there for a strike. Nice pitch on that inside corner. Froze Turner. Evens up the count now at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. There is a runner over at first base for Pearl River in this situation. Now the first baseman, Macy Cox, will back up and play normal death with the 2 strikes situation here. Would think the bunt would be off. This pitch lifted deep, fly ball, right field. Jessica Davis back, and it's going to be off her glove. It's going to stay in the ballpark, however, and that's going to go for a double. Well, Davis thought she had a chance to rob a home run. That one kind of hit off the heel of her glove, and that's going to go for a double. 3rd extra base hit of the day here for the Wildcats, and now they're cooking with grease with runners on 2nd and 3rd with only 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Well, a heck of a play out there by Davis. That one bounced off her glove, hit off the yellow protective thing. I don't know what to call that. Out there on the infield and stayed in the ballpark, and that goes for a double by Mary Grace Turner. That pitch in there for a strike, as this is Dallas Blaker. Blaker is 1 for 2 on the day with a single. She struck out to start the 4th, but always dangerous at the plate here is Blaker. 0-1 is the count. That pitch goes up high for a ball. 1-1 now is the count here to Blaker. There's one out in the inning. That was a pop-up in foul territory by Taggart. Fagan started the inning off with a single, and then that was a double by Turner on a heck of an effort by Davis to try to get to the ball. Nearly was thinking about robbing a home run. We saw Joanna Vasquez do that against Gulf Coast. Change up, and it's a beauty. Drops in for a strike. 1-2 now is the count here on Blaker, the DP. We're in the top of the fifth. ICC nursing a 4-0 lead. Pearl River has knocked on the door numerous times tonight, have not been able to cash in any on those yet. Trying to do it here. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. Going to look the runner back to third. Now they're going to get one. Can they get two? They're not paying attention. Oh, my goodness. The Indians could have got out of the inning there, as the runner from second was almost all the way over to third. Would have been a big-time Little Caesars double play, but instead that turns in a 1-3 ground out of Blaker. My, oh, my, the Indians miss a golden opportunity there, but a big-time break for the Wildcats, as this will now bring Corcoran to the plate. She singled but was thrown out trying to turn it into a double in her previous at-bat. She's also popped up to the shortstop. Can the Indians find another way out of a jam here? There's two outs. Runners on second and third now here for the Wildcats. 4-0 is your score. We're in the top of the fifth. MACJC championship game coming to you here on the ICC Sports Network in McGee, Mississippi. Olivia Burns set to deliver. This pitch missing low for a ball. 1-0 is the count. We'll give you the Sonic scoring recap in the exchange of innings here. Two outs, runners on second and third. Change up. And it's in there for a strike. 1-1 now is the count. I say this every softball game, and if you're not a softball enthusiast, you don't realize it. If a pitcher is throwing their changeup for strikes, it makes them really difficult to hit, especially when you can go to it at any part of the count. And Olivia Burns has done that masterfully today in both her outings. This pitch popped up. Maddie Miney's going to go back and will squeeze it for the out. And once again, ICC gets out of a big-time jam. Nice pitch in on the hands. And Pearl River leaves runners in scoring position yet again. Let's take a look at today's Sonic recap here as we go to the stretch, if you will, here as we head to the bottom of the fifth inning. Neither team were able to get anything going in the first inning. ICC got a two-run single by Maggie Smithy in the bottom of the second to take a 2-0 lead. Then Pearl River went 3 up, 3 down in the top of the third. ICC answered in the bottom of the third with a pair of runs again. It was Hope Harbin who singled, scored on a sacrifice fly out to right field by Rachel Stranisha. Maddie Miney singled, stole second, and scored on a ground out by Samantha Conley. 4-0 ICC. Neither team got anything going there in the fourth. And, of course, in the top of the fifth, Pearl River threatened but couldn't get anything going again. Let's hear from Sonic. ICC leads it 4-0 as we head to the bottom of the fifth. Back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Man, these Red Bull slushes are invigorating, right?
I know it, man. I'm feeling confident, feeling pumped. I want to jump this thing.
I don't know if that's such a good idea, TJ.
No, man, I need help. Can we jump this thing?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Rush in for Sonic's new Red Bull slushes. Half price during happy hour.
Bacon, Swiss cheese, juicy chicken on a King's Hawaiian bun.
Oh, what else is it saying?
It's saying you still owe me that $30.
Hang up!
Hurry into Sonic for the King's Hawaiian Chicken or Burger Club and try order ahead to get happy hour anytime.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we move now to the bottom of the fifth. MACJC championship game coming to you from the McGee Sportsplex in McGee, Mississippi. These games were originally scheduled to be played at Jones College, but Mother Nature said, nope, not going to do it this week. Games were played on Wednesday, then the tournament got shifted to today in McGee on a Monday. So the tournament format got changed. The winner's bracket, basically this is a winner-take-all championship game, and ICC leads it 4-0. Jones and Colin, they're battling for the fourth and final spot in the region tournament. 7-1 Colin in the top of the fifth. So Colin rocking on that one. And so for ICC, it's going to be the 1-2-3 batters due up. Maddie Miney, Rachel Stranisha, and Samantha Conley. Well, twins run deep in the Miney family as you've got Logan and twin brothers Logan and Austin watching. That would come from Carey. So Logan and Austin, who's watching out of state. How y'all doing? Hope you're enjoying this one so far. As that pitch in there for a strike to Maddie Miney. Miney is 1 of 2 on the day. She has a single, a stolen base, and a run scored. Trying to spark the bats here as ICC looking for some insurance runs as that pitch missing low and outside for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. Speaking of other people watching, Alex Brown, we talked about her earlier in the night. Alex checking in, watching the game here, cheering on the Indians here in the MACJC championship game. That pitch missing low and outside, 2-1 now. Goes the count here to Maddie Miney. 2 balls, 1 strike, and no outs as Miney starting us off. Rachel Stranisha due up next, and Samantha Conley is in the hole here for ICC. Miney looks at that pitch outside, 3-1. Now the count here on Maddie. Well, I know Coach Ball, who is standing behind me, is proud to hear Alex Brown is watching because she's from Pontotoc. And if you're from Pontotoc, Coach Ball loves you. As that pitch called a strike, Maddie thought that was ball 4. Instead, the umpire calls it strike, so now the count goes full here at 3-2. Her dad, Greg, checked in earlier tonight. Alex wrapping up a very special softball career. 2 years at UNA as that pitch missing low, and that's going to be ball 4, and Maddie Miney will head down to first with the walk. So Miney will start us off here in the bottom of the 5th with the walk. And Brother Chris Burrows also watching. Dr. Jay Allen also watching. So I got to behave myself here. My phone's blowing up now that I'm giving shout outs. And then Emmy Adams. Man, is it not past her bedtime? Is watching here on the red channel as well. But Dr. Allen watching, so I'll have to behave. The ball gets away, and that's going to allow Maddie Miney to head to second. She's going to take a big turn, look at third. She will not go there. And so that will be an advance on the wild pitch. And they're going to head down to first. She was trying to sell the fact that it hit her. Charlie Piper checking in as well. Out in Alabama. Emmy said it's not her bedtime yet, so my bad, Emmy. Maybe Dad will let you stay up a little late tonight and watch ICC try to win this state championship. So a runner at second with no outs. Shows bunt. That pitch goes high. 2-0 now is the count here to Rachel Stranisha. She had a sacrifice fly in her previous at-bat. Of course, all of our sacrifices are being brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union, reminding you of the ultimate sacrifice paid for our sins. That's the ICC BSU. So she is 0 for 1 on the day. She did pop up to the second base on her first at-bat of the day. So a conversation here in the circle here is going to be broken up by the home plate umpire. And as usual, whether it be baseball, softball, right when they get close to that area where they're about to break up the conversation, they break loose and the umpire will come away. Looks like we are going to have a pitching change here for Pearl River. New pitcher is going to be Krista Robles. Robles will come in to pitch here as we'll take a break and hear a word from our sponsors and be back with more. ICC leading it 4-0. Bottom of the 5th inning. 2-0 is the count here to Rachel Stranisha. Runner at second is Maddie Miney. Back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
Your success at ICC starts with freshman orientation. Learn what the college has to offer, register for classes, meet your new ICC family, and discover all the ways to get involved across our 3 locations.
Hey guys, it's Madison, an orientation leader here at ICC. After you apply for enrollment, sign up for orientation because spots are filling up fast. Find out more at iccms.edu/orientation.
Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as Robles will take over here in the circle. 2-0 is the count to Rachel Stranicia. Runner at second base, that's Maddie Miney. There is no outs as Maddie started this inning off with a walk. She did advance to second on the wild pitch. Also, shout out to Tyler Camp, sweet baby Ty checking in. Yeah, he's not going to like that at all. So Robles trying to come in and see if she can quiet the bats of ICC. Stranicia shows bunt. Ball was in the dirt, blocked up nicely that time by Mary Grace Turner. Hey, let's give credit where credit's due. Mary Grace Turner has been outstanding this evening behind the plate for Pearl River. She had an amazing throw to catch one of the ICC players trying to steal second. Got it out on a bang-bang play, and she has been, for the most part, except for one wild pitch, which she did everything she could to get in front of it, she has been lights out behind the plate here for Pearl River. So 3-0 is the count here to Rachel Stranicia. Stranicia taking the whole way that time, and that's going to be back-to-back walks issued there. And so now with no outs, runners on first and second, this is going to be Samantha Conley. So Conley digging in with no outs. Seven to 1, Colin over Jones. That, I believe, is in the bottom of the fifth. So Conley at the plate. Shows bunt, pulls back, and takes it for a ball. ICC trying to see if they can push across the insurance run. Why is that a big situation? If you can get it above 4, right now a grand slam would tie it, but if you can get another insurance run, that would be big. And, of course, these insurance runs being brought to you by your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox. Runners at first and second, no outs. Bottom of the fifth, ICC leading it 4-0 here over Pearl River in the MACJC championship game. Shows bunt, pulls back, and takes it for a strike. 1-1 now is the count here on Samantha Conley. She is 0 for 2 on the day, but she does have an RBI on a ground out back in the third inning when ICC scored a couple of runs. They scored 2 in the second, 2 in the third. Would like to see them do the same here in the bottom of the fifth. So 1-1 is the count here to Conley. That pitch missing low, blocked up nicely that time by Turner. 2-1 now goes the count here to Conley. If that ball gets away, then runners advance quickly because you got good speed. Maddie Miney, who leads the team in steals over at second. Rachel Stranicia, who is quick as a hiccup over at first base. Now 2-1 is the count here on Samantha Conley. Conley, dribbler to the second baseman. Throw over to first, and it's in time. So that works just as well as a sacrifice bunt. Score 4-3 on the putout as runners were able to advance. So now runners on first and second. And this is going to be the always dangerous Summer Kreider coming to the plate. She is 0 for 1 on the day with a ground out back to the pitcher to end the third. She walked and scored a run in the second. 4-0 is your score. We're here in the bottom of the fifth inning. MACJC championship game. Winner take all between ICC and Pearl River. There is one out here in the bottom of the fifth. So Kreider at the plate. That pitch looked pretty good, but missing for a ball. Well, you kind of heard Pearl River shouting at each other, squeeze, squeeze, as they know ICC likes to put on a lot of pressure in these situations. The first baseman is coming in on the play. As you see her creeping in, third baseman almost in on the grass area of the turf. Middle of the infield's back at regular depth. Kreider at the plate. Looks at that pitch. It's in there for a strike. I'm going to call that a makeup pitch or a makeup call for the last one, as the last pitch looked like it was right down the middle. That one was a little high and outside, but either way it goes, ball don't lie as it kind of just evens up now. 1-1 is the count here in the bottom of the fifth. Macy Cox is on deck here for the Indians. Kreider at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Runners on second and third. Summer hits a grounder back to the pitcher. Going to bobble it around. The run will score. The throw is not in time. So a big-time play there for the Indians. The run does score. What do we call that? You call that a hit or an error, guys? It's a tough play. Let's call it a hit. So an RBI single there for Kreider. As it was a tough play coming back to the pitcher. Took a funky hop on her. The throw, I don't think it would have been in time to catch Kreider. So now 5-0. That's a big run there for the Indians as they do get it to a 5-0 lead now here in the bottom of the fifth. There is one out. Runner over at first base, that's Summer Kreider. Runner at third, that's going to be Rachel Sternisha. So one out here in the inning. Bottom of the fifth, ICC with a 5-0 lead here over Pearl River. Macy squares to show bunt, pulls back and takes it. Now the throw is going to get away, and this is going to score another run. Well, the Indians put the pressure on, and it made them make that errant throw. And the throw went out to the outfield. The run will score on the throwing error. And big time there for the Indians now as they lead it 6-0. E2 on the throw. Runner was able to go to second on the steal attempt by Summer Kreider. And now ICC leads it 6-0. Bottom of the fifth. Well, now if you're ICC, the run rule is envisioned. The winning run, if you will, is at the plate now in Macy Cox. That pitch missing for a ball. I didn't see if he called the pitch on the steal, a ball, or a strike. He never made a motion at it. So Macy will dig in with the runner at second and one out. We'll see if he shows the count here. Macy pops this one up left side. Left fielder's going to have to hurry, and does she make the catch? No, just in and out of the glove. So just a great play out there in left field by McLeod. She made a diving effort, just couldn't quite get to it. So that one goes for a strike on the foul ball. Macy will come back to the plate. Summer Kreider is at second base. Macy stands in, looks at that pitch, missing low. 3-1 now, goes the count here on Macy. Three balls, one strike, and one out. Runner at second base. Macy Cox at the plate. Awaiting this 3-1 offering here from Robles. Macy dribbles one through, and it's going to get out to left field, and it's going to be booted by the left fielder. That's going to score a run, and Macy will advance on the error. Big time play there. That's going to go for a single for Macy Cox. She does get the RBI on the play as that scores Kreider, and then Macy advances on the error out there in left field. Macy gets her second hit of the game. You'll see her name in the box score. Actually, you won't, because they're closing down the journal, or not closing down the journal, but stop taking box scores tonight at 9:30. We're just 10 minutes away from there, so we're not going to be able to get that box score in. So you'll be able to see it in not tomorrow's paper, but the Wednesday's paper. And now ICC a run away from ending this one early here in the bottom of the fifth. They lead it 7-0. And now this is Jessica Davis at the plate. Jessica has had a pair of sacrifice bunts, actually. So officially no at bat on the evening here for Jessica Davis. You got Macy Cox at second, who can score from second with the ball to the gap. We'll see if ICC does try to flirt with that there. Davis takes a healthy swing at that one, misses. 1-1 now is the count. So a check down to the dugout for ICC. They are going to say Kreider's she reached on an error in that situation. So 2-1 is the count here to Davis. Runner at second. Davis takes another healthy chop at that one. Comes up empty. 2-2 now is the count. Game-winning run is at second base here for the Indians. 7-0 is your score. MACJC championship. Davis at the plate. 2-2 is the count. Macy Cox at second base. Davis looks at that pitch, missing low and outside for a ball. 3-2 now goes the count. Maggie Smithy is on deck here for the Indians. Pearl River going to try to find a way to get out of this jam and see if they can extend the contest. ICC looking for a hit here to see if they can end it early. 3-2 pitch coming to Davis. Swung on and missed for strike three. A big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout there for Robles for the second out of the inning. And now Maggie Smithy will come to the plate. Maggie walked her last time up. She was left stranded back in that fourth inning. She also had a 2-run single back in the second. Well, ICC fans would love to see her duplicate that hit she had in the second inning. So Smithy will dig in. 7-0 is your score. 2 outs. Macy Cox is at second base here in the bottom of the fifth inning. That pitch missing inside for a ball. 0-1 now is the count here to Smithy. Well, the Indians have put 3 runs on the board here in the bottom of the fifth. 4 would win it. Smithy rips one, but foul. Look at Coach Thompson down there in the first base box. Making a play on the ball there, the former ICC softball player who went on to Mississippi College and had an outstanding career there. Actually won a national championship at Mississippi College. Trying to help coach ICC to a state championship here this evening in Magee. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs. Runner at second. Maggie Smithy at the plate here for the Indians. Awaiting the 1-1 offering here to Smithy. Smithy rips one. It's going to get through. And that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Macy Cox will round third, will head home, and celebrate, ICC fans. The Indians dog pile over at first base. They are the queens of the diamond in the MACJC as they win the 2019 championship in dramatic fashion, 8-0 in 5 innings. Well, the celebration is on there in the infield. It was Maggie Smithy coming through with her 3rd RBI of the game. Macy Cox scored the game-winning run there for ICC, or I should say the game-ending run, with 4 runs in the bottom of the fifth. 8-0 your final score here. ICC, the MACJC champions. As we'll take a break and come back with the Renaissance Bank postgame report and the trophy presentation here from Magee. Back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you wherever you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as ICC celebrating in right field. They are the 2019 MACJC state champions. And we're going to take you to the field now for the presentation of the runner-up and state champion trophies.
To the pitching circle, MACJC Commissioner Steve Martin will now present the state runner-up trophy to the Pearl River Community College Wildcats and head coach Lee White. And now Commissioner Martin will present state championship plaque to the Indians of Itawamba Community College and head coach Andy Kirk.
Coach Andy Kirk getting the ice bath out there, and I tell you what, it's a cold evening, but no better way to celebrate for Coach Kirk and the Indians as they are the 2019 MACJC champions. And let's go into the Renaissance Bank post-game report here. ICC wins it by the final score of 8-0 in 5 innings. ICC scored 8 runs on 6 hits, no errors. And Pearl River, they had no runs on 7 hits and 3 errors. For Olivia Burns, how about this? 16 consecutive scoreless innings pitched for Olivia, as she will be our Sonic star of the game once again here in Game 2. Let's take a look at the Sonic stats, and let's start with Pearl River. It was Hannah Raspberry. She was 1 for 3 with a double and a pair of strikeouts. Brooke Fagan was 1 for 2. She did have a sacrifice bunt, singled, and was left stranded. Elizabeth Taggart was 0 for 3 on the day. Mary Grace Turner was 1 for 3 with a double. She was also left stranded. Dallas Blaker was 1 for 3 on the day with a single, left stranded in scoring position. Brianna Coker, she was 1 for 3 on the day with a single. She was thrown out trying to advance to second back in the 4th inning. Panero, she was 1 for 2 with a double. She was left stranded in scoring position. McLeod was 1 for 1 with a walk. She was left stranded in scoring position twice. Gurman, she was 0 for 0. Actually didn't have an at-bat as she was hit by a pitch and left stranded. Jenna Como, she was also didn't have an at-bat on the day as she walked and was left stranded as well. For ICC, it was Maddie Miney. She was 1 for 2 on the day. She had a single, a stolen base, and 2 runs scored as she also walked and advanced on a wild pitch. Rachel Stranisha was 0 for 1 with a sacrifice fly, an RBI, a walk, and a run scored. Samantha Conley, 0 for 3 on the day, but she did have an RBI this evening. Summer Kreider was 0 for 2 with she reached on an error, stole a base, and scored a run. She also walked back in the second and scored as well, so she had a pair of runs scored there. Macy Cox, 2 for 2 on the day. She will have to give her and Maggie Smithy our Sonic co-stars of the game as well. She was 2 for 2. She did walk. She scored a run and had an RBI. And then you had Jessica Davis, 0 for 1 on the day with a pair of sacrifice bunts as well. And then Maggie Smithy, what a game for Maggie. She did not play in the first game of the day. She went 2 for 2, had 3 RBIs. She did walk. She was caught stealing once. And, well, you can't say she was left stranded as that walked it off for ICC there in the bottom of the 5th. Joanna Vasquez, she was 0 for 2 on the day. She did reach on a fielder's choice. Hope Harbin was 1 for 2, and she did score a run along with a single. Well, that's going to do it. ICC, your 2019 MACJC champions, celebrating there in front of the home crowd. They give the ICC chant, and the Indian fans return it in favor. The Indians win it by the final score of 8-0 here in 5 innings. They are the MACJC state champions for 2019. They'll take the #1 seed into the region tournament next week. The celebration continues. Tyler Kemp texting in saying, Dr. Allen jumping up and down in the student service building in celebration. ICC wins the state championship in softball. They also won it in baseball. So ICC, the kings and queens of the diamond this year as well. My buddy Fran checking in as well as ICC wins it. That's going to do it here for this broadcast as the Indians win the 2019 state championship. That's going to wrap it up for the broadcast here. We'll have some special videos, photos, and more coming your way later on this evening. So for Lee Adams, Madison Haley, I'm Adam Gore saying good evening from McGee It's always special to be an ICC Indian, but when you win another state championship, it makes it a little extra special on that drive home. Have a blessed evening, and as always, Roll Tribe.